this is hard for me with with this particular the Native American population that we've been with lately because it's a lot different for me to consider that question. You know, when you go to the Bronx, like, you see a need and you totally see how you can bring it back to the community, and like how we did community mapping 2 years ago, you know, there's a real connection. But I feel like this is so far removed from Bowling Green and Ohio. So I've kind of struggled with like feeling this has definitely been all about awareness for me. It hasn't been as clear when it comes to how I can like make a difference and how this is going to change me, but I guess when I go back, I'm obviously going to just spread the word as much as I can and tell everyone that that I can about my experience and how it's important to me and how it's important for everyone to understand it. I guess it's just shown me kind of how to be truly objective and humble and like you know, you can't even be like crazy outgoing here. You don't just go up to someone and get in their face and start talking about, you know, it's a whole new lifestyle, and I guess I've kind of learned that medium on which how to approach people and how to try to work with people that when I don't know what's going to happen.
I've already decided that
I mean, you could fall in if you really want.
I want to be more adventurous, and I want to be more engaged with the world around me, and not just get caught up in school and work and my own personal problems. So, like, I really try and view life as an adventure. But sometimes I get really analytical and nervous, and I don't take risks, and I want to do that more. And I also want to be more engaged with others, like more vulnerable to other people, and that I like learn about their issues, and I try and help others. I want to learn as much as I can about different places and different like social issues, social justice issues, and environmental issues, because I feel like I have a lot of potential, but I don't always follow through on it. I think that's a problem of our generation. I'm really just hoping the trip sort of has given me a chance to kind of step out of the routine, take a look at myself again, kind of reassess, and then go back and keep going the way I was going. The semester ends, I go on this 2-week trip, and it has its own routine, so I'm stepping out of my normal routine and going into something different. But then also, really just being in a place that's so new to me. I've never been in a place like this, and I've been to lots of places, but never a place like this. And it's so striking, and it makes such an impression, and you can't help but be somehow moved by it or something. And there was moments, especially like there was a moment when I actually thought, oh, I can't wait to be interviewed, I'll have to mention it. When I was on the horse on Black Mesa, and my horse was the slow one, so I was behind everyone, and I realized I was all alone on Black Mesa, but it was really exciting because around me is this awesome scenery, and I'm on a horse. I love horses, and how does that happen, you know, that I'm on Black Mesa on a horse? It was one of those moments where I'm like, this is awesome, and sort of brings me back in touch with the essence of life again. And things like that, like snapshots of a memory that has such a good feeling to them, like those are the kind of things I really try, like at night, especially if I had a stressful day at night when I lay down. I try to calm myself down. I try to think what was the thing that would make me calm, and for the last year it was always think of the ocean water behind my legs going back and forth. Like I think a new one would be think of being on top of the horse on Black Mesa, definitely.
I hope to take a lot of the ideals that I've been exposed to over this trip home with me. And I've been meditating a lot with Phil lately, and I kind of want to continue that, even if it's just on my own.
Yeah.
I think I have a good grasp of doing that, but it's something that I think really helps me. Really helps me mentally, like throughout the day. I feel so much more energized. But I think I have a better grasp of togetherness from this trip. And I hopefully I would like to build more of a community by myself with people that I know. What I would really like to do is find more artful people to surround myself with. I realize that I don't really do that. I don't really surround myself with people who I can discuss art with, discuss poetry, things that I typically think about, things that I like to think about. So that's something that I want to work on when I get home.
Okay, what I want to change is this stems from a conversation with Jen. Is accepting the culture that we do live in, and white people aren't generally considered to have a culture, but we do have a culture, and I think maybe we shouldn't look down on it so much. I mean, there are some noble parts of our culture. We're hardworking as Midwesterners, and we're good at production, and we're timely, and so there are parts of our culture that we do have, and tying into those and connecting those, and buying into them and not just dismissing them. And I don't know, I think it would be kind of good to change and to stop maybe insulting so much of what I am or where I came from, I guess. Because I mean, we need to learn that from the Navajo. They've learned to connect to their roots. I don't know, I guess because at home you're always oh, I'm gonna be so much happier on these trips to New York, and I'm gonna be so much happier when I get to the reservation. And I think that's what it is, because in New York, and sort of the Spanish neighborhood, and they embrace their Spanish heritage, and they'll listen to this music loud, and they're sort of loud, flamboyant people, and they greet each other warmly, and we're oh, we want that community back home, and we come out here and they accept us and they embrace us out here so well as the Navajo and each other, and I think it would just be out of that, create that at home. Why is it that out here we can do that, or in these places? I don't know, I'm just sort of frustrated with dreaming of a better reality instead of making my own reality better.
I guess the natural answer would be myself. I'm sure you're getting a lot of that. These kind of trips are give you a chance to get your life in perspective somehow. I mean, load up a van with 30 strangers and take them to a foreign place. It's going to be a pretty profound experience. So I don't know, it's you look back at your old life and it's so it seems so simple. You see all the cycles and the danger of routines and all the pitfalls you fall into and stuff, and it just all seems so very simple when you just take yourself out and get perspective. So I just don't want to fall back into old routines and cycles. I want to keep the kind of aha that comes with these kind of trips. I don't want routine. I want a more sporadic life that challenges myself, and I want to kick my ass more into gear. Aside from the fact that I'd like to make an effort to keep in touch with the people I've met, not let that just fizzle out, which I usually tend to do. I want to tell people about the trip. Tell my parents about the experience and be able to articulate it effectively, and really it's the kind of thing you really need to think about. No one gets it right now. You need to. Most people probably don't. At least I don't. It's going to take a few days to brew over it. So. Just to be able to articulate it to people what I got out of it and what was important. That'd be the thing I need to do.
Really, I just totally got back to myself, and I'm back to that point where I won't take things seriously, and I don't feel guilty for removing myself from situations. June said something in the sweat lodge, and she said it was okay to just not be around someone that was draining you. And I really like that she said that, and I feel like I can do that and feel okay about it now. I don't feel guilty about it. Just getting back and bonding with my friends, because I feel like they've almost been a little bit cheated because I've been so anxious. So, and they know it, and just having me back to myself, I think is better for myself, better for everybody involved, better for my family, especially my family. I feel like I'm really doing them a favor just by being back to me again.